Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third webinar hosted by Department of Business Administration of St. Aloysius College Autonomous, Mangaluru. Today's webinar will be on the topic Career Opportunities in Business Analytics, Accounting, Finance, Logistics, and Inventory Management for Management Students. We shall begin this webinar by invoking God's blessings, but before that, a kind request to all participants to please mute your audio as well as video. And once we start with the webinar, you are requested to post your questions in the chat box, which will be taken up at the end of the session. Now, I request Ms. Rishma to lead us into prayer.
ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी है, ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी है, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है। आती है आंधियाँ तो कर उनका खैर मकदम, आती है आंधियाँ तो कर उनका खैर मकदम, तूफान से ही तो लड़ने खुदा ने तुझे चढ़ा है। ये मत कहो खुदा से मेरी मुश्किलें बड़ी है, ये मुश्किलों से कह दो मेरा खुदा बड़ा है, मेरा खुदा बड़ा है।
Up next, we have the words of welcome as well as the introduction of the resource person by Father Felix Victor S.J.
Very good morning to all of you. I would like to first of all welcome all of you, the participants, for this webinar organized by the BBA Department of St. Aloysius College. I would like to thank you for responding so positively and being part of this webinar. Secondly, it's my privilege to welcome the resource person of the day, that is Mr. Roger Mathew. Mr. Roger Mathew is an international corporate trainer and currently is working for the company called CAST, Center for Advanced Software Training. He is a very well-renowned trainer. He trains our students as well as the corporate people, and he has acquired his skills of training, especially in SAP, and he has acquired this qualification from international universities. And for me, it's a privilege to welcome him because he has been an alumni as well as our own staff in the college here. So that's an added joy with which I'm welcoming Mr. Roger Mathew. I would like to welcome him formally, and I wish that this webinar becomes a meaningful and a fruitful discussion. And we are focusing on the topic today, career opportunities in business analytics, accounting, finance, logistics, and inventory management for management students. As all of us, we know that the greatest curse that human race is facing today is the pandemic. At the same time, we believe that there is a silver lining behind every dark cloud. So may this be an opportunity to explore our career opportunities that we might have in the near future. And we have none other than Mr. Roger Mathew to enlighten us with his expertise. So I welcome all of you, and I wish that we may have a meaningful and a very fruitful webinar. Thank you.
Reminder to all our participants to mute their video as well as audio, and a request to post your queries in the chat box so that we can take up those questions with our resource person at the end of the session. All right, so let's get started with the third webinar. Over to our resource person.
Hello. Hello, I hope now it's audible. So very good morning, one and all present, and thank you for the nice words of welcoming, and thank you for the department for calling me a webinar on career guidance for management students. As further rightly said, today's world is facing a pandemic, and then everywhere we face a lot of difficulties, and the news that comes to us is really bad. The career is absolutely no, and those who are in job, they are losing the job, and plus there are no colleges, universities are running in India as a regular way, so only the web-based training programs are conducted. So in this context, we are seeing today a large change in the normal way of life. In the same way, our new career or whatever career that we are going to take up in the future is going to be affected. But there is a silver line between the pandemic and between our life. But we human beings, we students of St. Aloysius College, need to identify what is my skill. Am I suitable for the next world, which is already in? So that is what I am going to highlight in all my today's sessions. So I start with my training program, the first slide. 1 second. So today, basically, I'll be talking more about business analytics. Secondly, I'll be highlighting more on career opportunities on accounting. Next, our focus will be on finance. Basically, finance and accounting goes together. Next, our focus is on logistics. Here, I need to emphasize more on the present diversion that is happening from the traditional job opportunities and the modern job opportunities. Now, presently, when you look into the world altogether, you have a lot of logistics job opportunities that are coming in. So the management students, we need to focus more in this line as well. And next, we are going to focus on the 5th level, inventory management. So these are the main focus of today's session, basically business analytics, accounting and finance, logistics, next inventory management. So let's start. Graduation is basically a happy moment in our life. I hope all of you are students now. Now, within a year, some of you in another 2 years, and some of you are already waiting for the final examination to be over and to get graduate. And once you are graduate, it's really a happy feeling, and that particular moment is really, we are waiting to see that particular moment. And basically, what it gives to us, it gives a lot of freedom for us. It gives a lot of freedom, and we are always in a cage. Okay, let's say we are in a cage of a house. Sometimes we are in the college and a lot of restrictions. And then every day we have to face these restrictions in our life. But once you're graduated from the college, you are free to search for a job. From the college, you are free from the attendance. From the college, you are free from the regular examinations, assignments, etc. And you are going to take a new life. And to have a happy life, definitely we need a better job. So what is after my BBA or my BCom studies? Okay, once I'm graduate, next is what? So that is where this particular webinar stands at high. Okay, what are we going to do? We are going to do a simple thing. The first thing that we are going to do is search for job. So where do we go for searching for the job? That's a primary question. We go to Google for search for the job. So what do we search there? That is very important. What do we search there? We search initially for accounting job. We search for fresher job, and lot of platforms will be getting opening. Okay, in the world of like Google, you will be getting a lot of platforms, and these platforms are guiding you in a different level. Okay, so this is what we are going to see as a live demo now. Okay, so we will be facing a live demo on how do you normally search. So instead of I am asking you questions, I'll be just searching the terms, whatever normally that you are actually searching for when you definitely search for a job. Let's see how we search normally. So this is Google, so we can live search. Okay, what do we search? So we search basically accounting job. Okay, let's say accounting job, accounting jobs. So this is the same thing that you're going to do, accounting jobs for BBA or BCom. Okay, so let's remove that. Okay, so accounting jobs, once we search, we are going to get a couple of Google results. So we click the first one. Okay, so something of Hira International. Okay, so here we are getting a small tagline, at least 3 years of work experience. And we may not be interested for this. And then we skip into the next one. Okay, accountant required for X showroom in Hambankata. This is in Mangaluru itself. Okay, so now you see here what they are asking for: accounting type, finance, audit, clerk, and bookkeeper. Accounting designation, accounting executive. Okay, languages, yes, basically English, Hindi, Kannada, and we are capable of this. But what is the problem here? We apply for this and we wait, again we wait. So this is what basically keeps us really worrying. And how much to wait, we don't know, basically. So what basically happens? After applying for the job, we are basically facing a lot of difficulties. Okay, we are not getting into the correct job and nobody is responding to us. So then how do we come out from this particular situation? So let's further go, accounting jobs in Bangalore. So here as well, we are looking for a candidate, and then certain concepts are written here. The billing qualifications is BCom and 1 year experience. GST knowledge is asked for, and basically GST skills, computer skills, accounting, auditing, banking, etc. But again here, there is no further explanation. So how do we trust this particular site and how do we search for the job? So let's really be cautious about what we are exactly searching for. So instead of getting into the depression or like waiting for quite long period of time, we can get it very quickly. Okay, so that is a skill that I'm going to give you on this particular area, especially in the terms of analytics, accounting and finance, logistics. Let's try now. Okay, so let's search something like this: A/R jobs. We have to put just jobs. Okay, in the same field in the Google itself. Now let's see the difference. Opening for AR callers. Okay, so this is basically a different. So let's say, okay, here you are getting, dear aspirant, we are hiring for US healthcare medical company for a billing, and this is, we are looking for candidate from US healthcare providers, AR callers. So this is basically a job suitable for BBA candidate or a BCom candidate. Why it is suitable? Account receivable, responsibilities and duties. Okay, so what is this particular thing? Account receivable. Let's read more. See, a genuine site will give you instructions further. This is to give you a very clear indication that this employer is searching from the candidate the following qualities. Okay, so here should be knowledgeable in US healthcare domain. Okay, so that we can learn it, and then benefits extensive. So this is there. So to whatever the facilities that they are giving, and then again here they have the complete phone number, whatever the email ID, and you can go and upload your CV over there. And next, okay, let's go to the next level, senior accountant receivable callers. Okay, senior accountant receivable. Now here as well, you will be getting a MSW, sorry, here it is asked. So this is not a right job for us. So this, let us not go into this level. Executive AR, senior executive AR. So here, decide for profile is graduate or diploma. Okay, so this is how these jobs comes. Now let's say we are changing again our search platform. So we are changing into A/R, and then before that we are putting SAP AR jobs. Okay, so we are again modifying our term for the search. Okay, so account executive SAP manufacturing company. Now here you see SAP software. Basically, it's asking about a lot of capacities for e-payment, billing, tax, central excess. So these are the, whatever I am highlighting here, these are the requirements that is exactly asking from the employer. So this is one option where you can actually try for an accounting receivable job, and this may help us. This may help us. Next again, this one more time is there. That is SAP A/P jobs. Okay. So A/R is for account receivable, whereas A/P is for account payable jobs. Okay. Let's see, SAP functional engineer. So don't get worried about functional engineer. I've done only MBA or BBA or BCom. No, what they are asking for is a functional engineer. So here, this is what the key responsibilities which is asking from you. Responsibilities of solution building. Okay, for that particular product. Okay, SAP developers. And here it is asked for ATR product, that is their company related. So this is where you are going to be placed. And there is no university, there is no college actually only teaching SAP ATR. It is not there. But this should be an additional qualification that we should have when we are into the job. And this is where you are getting a right job. Next, again we go down, SAP FICO consultant, AP or AR module exclusively. This is a job that is asked. Okay, here you see main accountabilities. Okay, design and develop and deliver sustainable, scalable, global solutions that can be reused. Excellent banking knowledge should be there. Treasury and derivative accounting experience is required. Expertise in new general ledger, account receivable, account payable, bank accounting, asset accounting, cost center accounting. Dear students, this is what exactly you are doing in your BBA studies. This is what this is why you came to this college for the 3 years of study. But since we don't know how to apply for the job, since we do not have the correct qualification in our pocket, we don't apply for this particular job. And just because of we don't apply, we are not getting this kind of job. Now, strong and proficient in cost center accounting. This is center accounting experience. Basically, they will go for a profit center, means it is a part in controlling, especially in SAP, and this comes into the costing area. So I think in the 3rd year, you study a lot about costing, and that is also required. But generally speaking, what we so far understood in our training program or in our studies, only CS will get job, only ACC people will be getting job, only ICWA students will be able to get into the job. Actually, that is not true. Okay, so these are all myths. These are all myths. Just by having a normal BBA, a normal graduate degree, you are eligible for application, provided you have adequate skills for doing this particular job. And then coming into analytics. So all these jobs, whatever that you are doing, it is also in relationship with the analytical skills as well. Because why it is like this? Okay, so whatever qualifications that they are asking today, it is also goes hand in hand with analytics. There is no job exclusively for analytics in the industry. Okay, so that is very rare. Okay, that is maybe in the top post, but every job requires to have certain analytical skill. From where we can learn this particular analytical skill? Initially, the employer from a fresher, what they are expecting is basic analytical skill in Excel, basically in business Excel skill. So let's see, let's go little deeper into that, and then go ahead with the in understanding about analytical skills in Excel and in ERP software. Okay, so let's go first into ERP software, and let's see what we are going to see as account receivable and account payable section. Okay, so this is how basically an SAP screen look like. And this is how you log in. I hope everybody can see the screen. So I hope everybody can see the screen now. Okay. So in the left side of your screen, you can basically see different modules. Okay, administration, financials, CRM, opportunities, etc., etc. Now, this is the job which the employer is asking from you, which is called as sales AR. What is this sales AR? Basically, there is a procedure to get into the job, okay, or the process of this particular job culture. You can see here, there is a quotation, order, delivery, and return of the product. Basically, what do we understand from our BBA learning? We understand there is a sale that is happening, there is a journal entry has to be posted, and this is regular in the business. But there is a correct procedure. How do you handle this particular concept? This is called as workflow. How do you create a quotation? How do you do an ordering of the goods? How do you deliver the goods? How do you return it? How do you make the down payment? And how do you make the AR invoice? So let's go to the first one first, that is sales quotation. So while you are presenting with sales quotation, so now let's say the previous sales quotations that if you take it up, the previous sales quotation, now you can see so far, so many sales quotations have gone from this particular company. And then this is how a sales quotation is being done. Now, this is basically the work process. And here, along with this, you are learning the logistics. Okay, so shipping from which side to which, okay, who is billed it to, and on what name it is billing, and the accounting entries corresponding to this particular sale is happening here. Okay, so along with this one, there is a journal remark column which is printing. So this is how a sales quotation is getting generated in the company. Now, you can see the item number. Now, when you come into this particular area, the item number, basically, this is the complete connection with the data management section of the logistics department. So here you have the inventory details, which warehouse you are from. So basically, not only the like the concept that is taught in the BBM classes are necessary now. Now, let's say an accounting receivable manager or an accounting payable manager need to adopt the skills of a corporate culture, and then you answer to them, this is how an account receivable handles. Okay, this is a process. This is a workflow I used to handle in my studies. So that particular time, you understand there is a product and there is a warehouse and there is a finance related to that. There is an accounting entry related to this. So this is the cross connection between each concept. Okay, so this is how actually a company will look like. Okay, this is like a company's accounting procedure looks like, and the tax information is added to that. Okay, so we add this information as well into the sales quotation. So now we come back from this and then we go to the next level, that is sales order, delivery, and return request. Okay, so likewise this particular process goes on. Now, when you are in a company, you will be focusing upon this single process. So that is very simple. Okay, so you are going to focus on this particular process. Now, this is going to be your department. Okay, suppose you are getting recruited into account receivable section. You are basically focusing upon only the account receivable, not anything else. Now, how do you get integration? Integration means from accounting section to the logistics section, or from sales section to the finance section. How do you integrate? That integration happens only when you make a particular transaction, which is called as a final invoicing, final bill. When you are actually doing, you will be getting into the the journal entry as well. So this is where this particular account receivable invoice. So here you can see there is a customer. Now, this particular is been bought certain item, which is called a 6003. And then this has an accounting aspect as well. That means there is a content and logistics that is same as our previous record. Next, we come to the accounting. Now, under accounting, you have the journal remark. Now, students know right now very clearly saying that a normal journal entry, okay, so how does it is posted and how a system will be posting a journal entry which is due. Okay, so this is what we are going to see here, AR invoice. Usually in a company, a journal entry is posted in the following way. So that you can see here. Here you can see Robin, who is a customer, debited with rupees 260, which means Robin is a debtor to the company and the company need to collect 260 rupees from the company, from Robin. And why 260 rupees? That is because of the tax 10 rupee and 250 from the sales revenue, and raw material cost is, that is totally, the total raw material maybe they may be buying in bulk. And from that one material is sold. So this is how this is getting analyzed. Got it? So this is what basically the analysis concept is. Okay, a single journal entry get analyzed. And now what happens here? So left side, what you see, these are all our ledgers. Okay, we are very much familiar about our ledger entries. Okay, so once a journal entry is posted, and who posts the journal entry here? It is not a human being is manually posting a journal entry. Just do the sales entry. That means just put the bill and receive, like about to receive the cash. This is the time the debit entry comes, which means according to this entry, I should understand the cash transfer have not taken place. Got it? So this is the gap that we find in our curriculum, that is our university curriculum or in our college curriculum. We learn from the theoretical aspect. But when we people move to the corporate, what happens is corporate expects this kind of knowledge, which means, which is practical, which is very, very practical. And once you explain to this or in your interview, you mention this particular work process, yes, that is a skill. Only when you are skilled, you can explain this. Okay, so this is the this is what you have to take it from this particular webinar. Okay, so this is the practical element which I'm actually showing you now. So continuing with my presentation. So now we can so now you understand why there is no response. Okay, basically why there is no response. I think all of you are able to see that difference in the way of like thinking about a job. Next, long waiting we can avoid. Losing hope is not going to happen. And it's a sad thing to tell every time I apply and we don't get a job. No, next time when you apply, you must make sure that you are going to get your job in your hand. Okay, so that is where we are going to do. That is what we are going to do. Too many jobs. Okay, now once we start getting skillful, or let's say once you start applying for the job, too many jobs, but I don't have one. So there is a lot of confusion in this area as well. So I just wanted to remove a lot of confusion from this particular area as well. Now let's say explore our ERP further. Okay, recruitment process, supply chain process, finance process, human resources process. Okay, so this is what we are going to continue next in our slide. Okay, so let's say how does that look like? Okay, so let's go into the same server. This is our server management. Next, yes, here. Okay, we are back to our software. So now let's see, before we go to the logistics, a small portion I wanted to explain to you our AP. So here we search for the job AP. Do you remember? Okay, account payable section. This is exactly opposite to account receivable section. Okay, account receivable is just about the customer. This is about the company's vendor. And in the company, there is one more job opportunity, which is called as purchase manager, which is in the purchasing section as well. So in the purchase section also, this is an exact photocopy of the other one. Okay, account payable and account receivable are mostly one and the same. Okay, purchase request, purchase quotation, order, goods received and goods return request, and you will be coming into the AR AP invoice. And so here I'll be directly going into AP invoice due to the time constraints. Okay, so I'll be not be showing all the files which is visible to you, but I'll be showing in the demo this particular side, which is called as account payable. How do we see that? How do we understand how to work with this particular area? Basically, we know that this is about our sundry creditors. Okay, so let's say all our vendors. Okay, how do they look like? Okay, so this is about the billing process. Okay, once a company bills certain items to the vendor called as 123 Melodia D'Souza. Okay, so this is a vendor, and from this particular person, this particular company have taken certain item due to some quantity, unit price, and the tax code, and the total price is been shown here, and it is in this particular location. Now, we are mostly worried about, not about at present, say this is the logistic aspect, at the same time, the accounting aspect. So now here you come, the journal entry. Okay, here you make the difference. Okay, so about that particular person name, here you can see the selection. Okay, so here the person name is getting credited there, which means this particular amount of money is payable from this particular company. Why it is payable? Because we are supposed to pay input tax, GST or whatever may be, on goods received. We receive goods, at the same time we also have to pay the input tax. So now in the college learning, we do definitely learn this in our taxation. Okay, we learn about input tax and output tax very clearly, but we don't know where to apply and how does it comes with every single bill, every single invoice. Okay, so that you need to have a very clear exposure to the corporate work culture. Okay, so this is where you need to be really skilled in. Okay, so this webinar is going to be fruitful only on that particular time. Now, about the inventory section, that is from the goods received. So it is not from the one single man is doing this particular job. It is basically department to department. When you go to a small scale sector, it is the same. Maybe a sole trader will be handling all the jobs. But when you go to an MNC company, the situation is different. I mean, in an MNC company, who will be doing the work? Department wise, like jobs will be assigned. So purchase department will take care of all the purchasing section. At the same time, vendor will be handling the complete concepts of the account payable section as well. So different two departments are coming into the picture as well. So this is where you are getting into. Next, we are going to see one more concept very quickly that is related to this. Okay, so banking. And most of us are like to do this particular work. Most of us are like to do this particular work because this is one of the safest work, I would say. Okay, and this is clearly connected to account receivable and account payable, because a company need to get the money, at the same time a company need to make payment as well. So what we do here, it is incoming payments. So this is basically, we take it from the incoming payments. You can see in the right side here, customer and vendor. Okay, so now let's say, depending upon the situation, for example, this particular customer, you see here, Reliance Digital is my customer, as I am an wholesaler, and here I can see the Reliance total bill over here. And then once this has been processed, you see the means of transactions. Okay, means of transactions you can come with, are you receiving money in check, okay, or in bank transfer, or in credit card, or in cash. Okay, so this is the process that you are going to see over here. At the same time, when you are actually moving to our, when you are moving to the vendor side, okay, so the scenario is different here. When you are moving to the vendor side, you will be able to see the complete of account payable, the company which is supposed to pay. So here you will be getting only the vendor details. So now what happens is, like, basically the banking activities are connected to an ERP system. Okay, so these are the life skills which you need to acquire for the today's world scenario. So that what happens is, and most interesting thing is, we can operate from our home. Okay, I'm operating from my college, but this is actually the company trial version. Okay, so what happens here? Location is not a big deal. Okay, you sit in your house and you work if your employer is permitting you to do it. Okay, at the same time, now what we have completed so far, we have completed the accounting aspect, slightly into the logistics. So basically we make a diagram in our mind. Okay, what happens when you search for accounting job? You get two area. What is the first area? Your first area is account receivable. What is your second area? Account payable section. Third area is your banking section. Okay, so this is what basically into the accounting section, and adding to that, okay, so you need to be trained more into the finance as well. Okay, the financing area as well. So let's see, this is your financials. Okay, now here you see the complete chart of accounts of a company, which means, okay, I'm sure you are able to understand. Just look into the screen, you are able to understand what it is. What is a financing activity? Okay, basically financial documents are profit and loss account, balance sheet. Okay, that we derive from our accounting documents. The start of the accounting, it starts with journal entry and then ledger, trial balance. Continue to the financial document, which is called as our profit and loss account and balance sheet. Now, right side, you can see the accounting financial concepts, liability side, equity, and the complete revenue ledgers and the expenditure concept. Now, why these particular files need to be understood by a candidate? Okay, because this is the backbone of SAP reporting or accounting reporting in any company using ERP software. Only a small companies will be using a small software called as Tally. But as you go higher into the level, into the company, they'll be using ERP system. Not necessarily SAP. SAP is not important. But what is important is, do you have understanding of SAP? Let's see what is the job opportunities that is available for SAP as well. So let's minimize this tab and let's go to our trial as well. Okay, so let's come and search for the job. Okay, and now new search. Yeah. Sorry for the delay. Now, SAP. Now, here you see, we will be just searching for the jobs here again. SAP FICO jobs. Okay. So let's see, what are we going to see here? Okay. SAP consultant or developers. Now, here you see SAP openings in different modules for the consultant developers are given below. FICO, SD, okay, basis, PM. There are so many things. Okay. And in your lifetime, in one single man's lifetime, you can learn everything so easily. Okay, so what we need to do, what is our domain? We may be interested into finance, go with that. You may be interested into the costing side, go with controlling. You may be interested in logistics, please do material management or sales and distribution, and then ERP, done. Okay, your life is going to be very safe. Okay, so then, like other modules are there, around 72 plus modules are there in SAP. Okay, and then these kind of job opportunities, once they come, okay, so who will be your hiring? Okay, like Infosys. Okay, so far Infosys was not come. Okay, so now this is one of the best company which to work with in India. Okay, so now you can try with that. I'm not going ahead with Infosys right now, so I'm just continuing with my presentation. So this is what basically I love to speak about the job opportunities that is available, and then we come back to our presentation now. Okay. Now, we have exploring ERP, and then we have here jobs are available. Okay, when you search for the job, jobs are basically available. Are you ready for it? If you are not ready, we need to try and we need to decide. Okay, this decision in your childhood or in your college time, if you take a right decision, it is going to help you a lot. Okay, and then once you decide, you must make sure you get your job. Okay, that is very important. So what are the courses which I am suggesting to you? Okay, so few courses you can do it from anywhere, from the college, from outside, that's your choice. But here you see, these are the concepts that you need to learn. Business Excel, ERP for managers, account receivable, payable specialist, inventory manager, logistics, SAP FI, SD, MM, PP. Now, one simple advice is, when you take these kind of courses, please make sure your certification is from SAP as well, because a lot of institutions are coming with SAP FICO certification. What is valid in front of the corporate is SAP Global Certification or SAP German certification. So let's go to the detailed concept. Now, how these particular courses are being listed here in front of you. Now, let's say, now, for the first time, I am coming with one particular kind of offer to St. Aloysius College students and basically for the Indian students. Okay, so basically, many students are taking up this course from abroad nowadays. Okay, because here it is very less. Okay, so that is slightly higher. Okay, like for example, MS Office. Okay, 5,999. It's almost 6,000. Now here you see this is the offer price for the July, and then here you can achieve 100% scholarship on it. Okay, a simple thing, a simple 15 questions you'll have to answer from your basic knowledge of accounting and finance, logic, plus your vocabulary. Okay, so these and then your English. Okay, so around 4 categories are tested, and if you score a good amount of mark, definitely you are going to get it. So let's familiarize with what are the courses that we have. Business Excel, ERP for managers, account receivable specialist, account payable. Next, ERP inventory manager. Okay, this is one of the best course. ERP warehouse manager, ERP production controller. Basically, this is particularly like those who are having certain background of engineering. Okay, and let's say an engineer who have shifted for his studies to BBA or MBA, he can try for that. So this is a course program is highlighted. Next, you have here basically into the SAP German certifications as well. Okay, SAP FI power user course. Okay, so this is priced at 35,000. Okay, that's a regular price, and here the offer for this particular month is 30, and again here you can get a scholarship on July offer. On July offer, you can get the you can really get the benefit. Okay, how do you get the benefit? So this is also so SAP 20K mega scholarship program. This is what this is proposing to you today, and you are not going to lose anything if you take up this particular concept. Okay, because you're not going to lose any money. Okay, so what you need to do? Okay, you need to attend 15 general aptitude multiple choice question and score between 14 to 15 questions correctly. Okay, so just 14 questions, if you score it correctly, absolutely a single course is free for you. That means from the listed above course, which course you wanted to learn with the SAP certification, it is free for you. Okay, no problem. Next, okay, any score out of that 15 question, score between 10 to 13 questions correctly, you are getting straight away 50% discount. Okay, that repeated the same sentence repeated twice. Okay, 50% discount will be there, which means a course fees worth rupees 30,000, you will be paying hardly 15,000. Okay, that is the highest, I'm telling. Okay, what about the normal thing? Accordingly, it will get reduced. Okay, in the same way, 6 to 9 questions, if you do it correctly, get maybe 20% discount. Okay, next, minimum 3 to 5 questions correctly, you'll be getting 10%, because I want to give the discount. I want to give the scholarship for everybody. Okay, and then that's why I have put this particular thing, non-negative marking. Non-negative. If you make a mistake, no problem. You make a mistake, that's it. Okay, but non-negative marking. You make a minimum 3 points correctly, you get the discount. Okay, next, this is valid on up to 2020 July offer. So which means June, July examination. That means already the examination students are taking up. Okay, July and June you can take the examination up to July 31st. Okay, so after that this offer is not there. So basically this is what I wanted to tell you from this particular webinar. Now, some more highlights on our concepts related to analytics. Okay, so this is where you need a greater skills as well. Okay, so let's say what is the analytic concepts that we are going to see. Okay, so one second, let me share the screen. Now you can see here, the analytical concept here is mentioned here, Excel practice kit and Excel training material. Now let's go to the Excel practice. Now here, what is analytics? Okay, it's a simple concept, very simple concept. Okay, very, very simple concept. But by hearing the word analytics, people get scared of it. Okay, oh, I don't know analytics. No, that is not the way. Okay, we people know actually. Okay, actually we know it, but we don't know how to use it. So what is the skill required? You must be knowing how to use it. Now let's say, suppose imagine that you are just going to a hotel. Okay, it's a happy moment. Going to a hotel. Now we cannot do it because of the corona. Okay, otherwise we can just go to the hotel and have our food correctly. And let's say 6-7 people are going now. Okay, for a party. And these are the hotel menu. Kebab, paneer, etc., etc., biryani, all these items are there. Now, this is an analysis table. Okay, let's say any price, okay, which is above 300 or 400, it is getting into a separate color. Let's say, for example, I'm just changing noodle price is going to be 300. Now you see there is a color change. Okay, now let's say it's only 15 rupees. There is no color. Okay, so this is how these particular cells are really dynamic. How do you make it? Okay. Next thing, how do you order it? Let's say, how do you order it? Now, here you can select in the X. Okay, 1 second, sorry. Oh, time to time you have to click, is it? Yep, okay, sorry for the delay. I repeat what I said. This is the analytic table. I hope this window you have not seen. Okay, now let's say, this is the area of the analysis table. Now, this is a practical question, practical area. I am just developing it. Now, let's say here you have different items, which is listed here. Okay, the kebab, paneer, noodles, etc. Now, let's say here, this is this area, the quantity or the unit price area. This is sensitive area. Okay, now let's say I'm just changing for namesake, noodle price is, I'm just putting it 300. What happens here? It is like you can see the color change. That indicates that whichever is priced high will be just highlighted differently. Now, see here, how do you search it? Okay, let's say here you have this particular option. Now, let's say a family have come or a group of people have come. So obviously you'll have to order. Okay, let's say they imagine something, we imagine something like this, biryani and then chicken soup, chicken chili or whatever. Few items they have selected it and click OK. Now you see, accordingly it makes a change. Accordingly it makes a change. Okay, now this change is made based upon the quantity. Now I need it based upon the price. Okay, so that's very simple. Okay, so just by dragging it into the price, you will be getting into a price unit as well. Okay, so this is very, very simple and it is going to be very unique. Okay, so this is how you make a simple analysis. Why? How is this possible? How is this possible is, this is very basic skill. Okay, now let's say you are going to see the underneath, what makes these things possible? What makes these things possible? Okay, you can see inside the formula written. Okay, so you need to be very much skilled in handling the Excel file using the formula. This is what you need to be really skilled in. And then let's say the next concept. Okay, let's go for one more demo. One more demo of okay. One second. Yeah, I'll be sharing the screen now. Yeah. Fine. I hope now everybody can see this. Now let's say an expense summary table. So basically, this one concept is used industry in every industry, because every industry you need to produce certain kind of report everywhere when you work. Okay, so that particular type, let's say it's a simple example. Okay, so this is the monthly budget, January monthly budget. Okay, so this can be your personal budget. Okay, you have certain expenses. Look into the left side. Okay, you have item, rent, power, water. This kind of expenses are there, and then salary, and then income and expenses, and there is a balance here. Now, in the same way, you have a rent income in the first month it is 130, and February month just 30 rupees, $30, and then you have it in the March month as well, just 30. Now we see here quarter one summary expenses. Obviously, you can see the graph, okay, because it is connected to the table, and then you can see the rent as like 190. Now, imagine that there is a change. It is not exactly 130. There is a correction. I just here you observe in the final, in the expense summary for the first 3 months, it is 190. And then I'm coming here into the first slide, changing into 30. There is an updation happening, and just click outside. Now what happens into the slide, in the third reporting slide, it changes to the 90 without making any further addition or deletion. Okay, so you are basically working on the client level, and then your data, which you're actually supposed to submit to your superiors, is getting updated. Now, you are not using an ERP software here, but you are getting an analysis report with a presentation. Okay, so that is what it is very important here. Now you see why it happens. That happens because of the formula what you have written inside. Okay, and this particular formula makes this particular Excel sheet to work. Okay, so this is how the analysis table work like. Okay, so now this is what about the Excel. Okay, so now I'll be coming back to the our server view. 1 second. Yes. Okay, so I hope now you got a very clear understanding, or at least an idea about what is accounting, what is finance, okay, and what are the job opportunities over there, and logistics concept. Okay, next thing is like inventory management. Okay, so this is the what finally I need to touch. Okay, basically the inventory section. Now, under inventory section, what are we going to know? Okay, basically what are the jobs that is related to that? Here we have basically the barcode settings. Okay, document printing, bill locations, etc. Inventory transactions, the price list. Okay, so basically an inventory controller means they'll be controlling few aspects. First, they'll be controlling about the location of the industry of that particular item. They'll be controlling the price of the commodity. They'll be controlling the movement of the goods. Okay, and this has to be work in cordial with the other department. What is other department? The purchase department, sales department, banking department, and your inventory section as well. So they have a greater responsibility as well. Okay, so they are answerable or report, they are like in collaboration with the other department for the successful functioning, because inventory is something that is very, very crucial. Why it is very crucial? Timely delivery of goods. If it doesn't happen, the company's reputation will go down. Okay, at the same time, if the inventory, the stock is not priced correctly, your competitor will take an advantage. So that is where inventory managers, stock keepers are very, very important in the company. Okay, so let's have the detailed demo on this. So let's say an inventory, we are loading it over here. Okay, now you see, if you are an inventory controller, you will be working on this particular stock. Okay, so this is the actual stock view. Okay, you can see the item number, item description, and you can see the stock in quantity, how much it is over there. Okay, let's say suddenly there is an order for, let's say the tire. Okay, let's say the tire, there is an order for that. There is an order now. Now here you can see the inventory data here. Now you can see here, in stock I have 4,000, but commitment is given already for 4,400 units, and available is minus 400. This is the time the inventory department automatically sends a message to the purchasing section saying that it's a time for you to purchase additional. Okay, so this is the this is where you get the correct collaboration with the other department. Okay, so this is basically the skill. This is basically the skill. Now, imagine you have the skills in your study area itself. Okay, let's say when you are doing with your BBA studies or your BCom studies, you have this particular skill. Now, what happens? How do you get into this particular skill? Not everything. Okay, do one by one. Okay, small things you do. So what happens is like down the line when you finish, you will be really a skillful person, so that one thing we can worry. Okay, so going on searching for the job, that we can avoid, and plus we will not be in this particular stage. Okay, company will definitely respond to you. Okay, long waiting you can avoid, and losing hope will not be there. There you will be really smart. Okay, and it will be a happy thing to tell somebody that you get a job. Okay, so this is what you are going to do. And then basically what I can say is, once you get a job, it's basically a happy thing. Okay, and together we can make a change. It's the teachers have a greater role to perform, and students the candidates need to have a lot of interest into that. And then once they come for the learning, it is always like, let's say it is not a video-based training. It is one-to-one based training, online, offline. It's one-to-one based training, and our technological platforms are very good. And then plus, what is the other advantage what you get? You get a login access to the server system. So how we are seeing our server system as well. So you will be getting, each one of you will be getting a server access. So what happens now? You can sit at home and log into the remote desktop and you can learn it. So this is how you can make this particular point very clear and learn better. Okay, so this is where I wind up my presentation, and this is about the course on or career opportunities for BBA or management students. Thank you for listening, and now it's time for the question.
Thank you, Mr. Rojer, for wonderfully explaining the techno-savvy career guidance to the participants. It was indeed a resourceful session to all our participants. I'm sure candidates have received a lot of takeaway from this session. Now the session is open for question and answers.
Yes.
Sir, there is a question.
Yeah.
Is SAP course costly? Which course can a student offer or can take from the field of management?
Yes. Actually, this SAP courses are very expensive. Okay, basically it priced around 4,50,000 something like that. When you actually Google into and then go for an SAP certification, it's 4 lakh plus. Okay, which means now India, not only now, in the previous session also, people were not able to afford this kind of expenditure. Now, the CAST, okay, that is Center for Advanced Software Training, we have a separate licensing with SAP, that is SAP Member Student Academy Program. There, we are able to give you the certification on 4 modules, which is actually needed for you. Basically, the FI module. Okay, and there, including the SAP examination, the regular cost comes to 35,000. Now, yesterday onwards, we started putting an like scholarship examination. Okay, so that examination, if you take it, what is the advantage is you can get the same course for free of cost. How is it possible? That is because you are writing an examination and then I have a different funding for that. Okay, so the candidate will be studying just like a normal student, and you will be getting 100% scholarship depending upon the score in the examination. But don't worry about, like, say, an examination and then I'll have to prepare a lot. Yeah, definitely you'll have to prepare a lot. But not into the extent of very large amount. No, it is a basic questions. Basic questions are set. Basic aptitude is being tested. What we need is encourage from the student side. Come forward the training. Come forward the training. Know what it is. Get certified. Get employed. Okay. So this will give you an opportunity. Okay. So this is how the high cost, how we brought it down. Okay. Up to 0. Now, let's say 50% you score. You are getting a 50. Like, let's say, I think I mentioned around 13 to. I forgot now. There is a statistics. Okay, 9 to 10 or something like that is it. Okay, there even you are getting 50% discount. Quite good it is. Okay, it's really good. So please make sure, and this is only for students, not for working people. If anybody is attending and they are working professionals, it is not advisable. For them, it's a regular price is applicable. It is only for the students. Yes.
Yeah. There is one more question.
Yeah.
In the group. For SAP courses, where we have to log in?
In this case, you will have to contact with the WhatsApp group. I hope you have the WhatsApp group. And then this is basically for the people, those who join for the webinar. Okay. And then please contact that administration. Okay. And then they will give me the feed and then I'll process it. Okay. So then we will be in touch. Okay. So otherwise, no open links, no open videos, nothing. Because usually if you, now we are in a social media platform, now we can see that a lot of courses are online. Now, once you are paying the money, what happens basically? You'll be getting only the video. You'll be getting only some PPT or some PDF. Now, without a software access, how will you learn it? And without a teacher guiding through each section, okay, and like bringing you all information like in a practical way, it is not possible, I think, to learn. Okay, otherwise it should be like you will be really a very bright man to do that particular thing. Okay, yes. We take care of it. We take care of it once we get the feed from the teachers. Yes.
Yeah, there is a question posed by your candidate.
Yeah.
How can we?
I cannot hear it. I cannot hear it.
There is a question posed by the candidate. How can we attend the exam?
Attending the examination for the scholarship. At present, we have only one platform. For the scholarship examination, you need to come to our institute, Mangaluru, that is in Belmata, and then you'll have to take the examination. Scholarship examination is 15 minutes examination. At this present scenario, please don't come in a group. Okay, come, let's maybe 5 people, 10 people, something like that. That's okay, because we can maintain the social distancing as well. And then you can take up the examination only 15 minutes. Okay, 15 questions, 15 minutes equals to 1 question, 1 minute. Okay, and then you can give the examination. Now, SAP examination, once you finish your course, SAP examination or whatever course that you do, you can take it online. You can take it online, and then you will be asking me, sir, we can copy all that in online. It's an open book examination. Okay. Now, what is the constraint over there? It is a time limit. Okay. Let's say we know that for this process, for a normally this process, let's say 15 minutes. So for that particular question, 15 minutes. Okay. If you do it, fine. Okay. That's the way we come up with the examination.
Yeah, I think you have clarified the query. There is one more question posed. What is the other best course we can study along with the SAP? SAP.
Along with SAP, you can go ahead with the migration concepts. Okay, that means presently what happens in industry is, let's say they were using a software called as SAP R3 ECC. That is the full form is SAP Enterprise Central Component Real-Time 3-Tier Architecture 6.0 version. Okay, that was a version. Now this is getting updated to S4HANA. This is getting updated to S4HANA, but the fundamentals are the same. FI is the same. Finance is the same, and it changed to simple finance. So what happens in that particular meantime? There is a huge job opportunities as a migration architect. Okay, migration architect. But you need to have the base knowledge of SAP plus both you need to have. So now the companies are in the shifting style. So a lot of migration consultants are in required now. Please don't misunderstand that it is only a technical job. No, it is a techno-functional job, which means what? You should know the technology, plus you should know your function as well, which means what? Your accounting area, you should know. Your logistics area, that means you're a logistician, you should know that well, plus the technology, so that you can use that particular platform and deploy your service. Yes. Next question. Did I answer it? Did I answer it?
Yeah, I think you have answered the query. Sir, is the course available in other states? Since I am from Kerala, one of the participants has posed this question.
Yeah, the course is available, but about the scholarship examination, you'll have to come to Mangaluru. Okay, because that is a policy that is made in the organization. That's a reason. So that's answer for that. For other exams, you can definitely take it from the anywhere in the world, and people are taking it. Okay.
Here's the question. Which are the sectors offer jobs to the candidates after the successful completion of the course?
See, we were, I think 90% of our time, we were working with the job search. Correct now. So just like the same way. And now I think you are familiar with the terms now, how to search for the job. Account receivable, account payable, SAP FICO, SAP SD, logistics job that I didn't search. Next, warehouse manager. Next, you have inventory controller. These are the terms that you have to put. Next, best thing is log into LinkedIn, and then make sure that you are making your profile business, Bachelor of Business BBA, and then plus SAP Logistics Manager. In the same way, you put it. Okay, and then whatever you do it every day. Maybe you are today you are learning a work process of purchase. Okay, so make sure that you are updating that day itself in your resume. Okay, now you see the calls will come to you, and then plus what you need to do is like you have to tag from LinkedIn. You have to tag your HR administrators. That means HR consultants are there. They are working for the company. For example, Microsoft or HCL. They are working for that. They wanted a right candidate, so you tag them in that. So what happens? They will get your notification and they will call you. So this is how the corporate job happens. Okay, and that's the easiest way to get in. Did I answer it?
Yes, I think you have clarified the query of the participant. Now we have come to an end of the question query sessions. Now I request Ms. Mamata, Dean of the Entrepreneurship and Consultancy BBA Department, to propose the vote of thanks.
Opportunities don't happen. We need to create them. As we come to the end of the session, I deem it a great privilege to propose vote of thanks on this special occasion. I would like to thank our management and the principal, Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis SJ, who is a source of inspiration for all the initiatives taken by the Department of Business Administration. I extend my sincere thanks to Mr. Rojer Mathew for enhancing our knowledge, especially our students, regarding career opportunities. Thank you, sir. Thank Ms. Aarti Shanbag, the Dean, and Ms. Claret Pereira, Head of the Department, Business Administration, for their guidance and support. I extend my gratitude to the convener, Ms. Vinola Siquera, and the faculty members for the teamwork and all the efforts. A very warm thanks to all the participants for joining us. Once again, thank you all. We look forward to your participation in the future. Have a nice day.